Hello, dear viewer. It's that time of the year again, or really for the first time. I plan to do this annually. It's a beautiful list of my top 100 favorite albums of all time. Please note that in this script I'm reading off to you, the word favorite is highlighted. It's not the 100 best albums ever, it's my 100 favorite. Therefore, it's subjective, and I can't be wrong. Hold that, Brainiac. Anywho, I streamed this the other day and edited it down for your viewing pleasure. I stream sometimes, on some days. That's all I'm willing to tell you. Anyway, let's get started. I refuse to buy PowerPoint. This is Google Slides. I put my full name. I've got some honorable mentions. It goes in really slow. I've got some honorable mentions before we crack the top 100. I've got 5. I could have expanded upon that more. I had 10 originally, but I don't know. Let's relax, right? Let's calm ourselves down. So I limited it to 5 honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1 is Imaginal Disc Magdalena Bay. I like it a lot. It's a really atmospheric project, and I enjoy that a lot. The vocals are great. It's a fantastic album. Just didn't quite sneak into the top 100 for me. These are all great. Maybe next month they could be in the top 100. I don't know. Shit changes all the time. Second one is In Utero Nirvana. This is gonna break some hearts. Not as much as the one in a couple slides is gonna break some hearts. But In Utero Nirvana I like a lot. Nirvana's always kind of been my least favorite of the big grunge 5. I can't lie to you. I prefer Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, all those guys. It's kind of, I don't know. I think In Utero has a great sound, but I feel like a couple of those other grunge bands kind of expanded on that sound. So I enjoyed those a little bit more. Grunge is a genre very near and dear to my heart, for sure. Next one, Remain in Light Talking Heads. This might be a little low for some of you cats. There's a lot of good albums out there, you know what I mean? There's so many good albums in the world. I feel like I might say that a couple times. Killer record, of course. Couple hits. Honestly, I'm not in love with every single song on the record. But it's a great project. When it's good, it's good. When it's good, it's iconic. It's killer. Great album. Didn't quite make it in for me. Next one, Dave Grohl. What do you think he's there for? Uh-oh. Oh, it's Nirvana Nevermind. I got them both out of the way in the top 105. I'm sorry to break hearts. Again, same shit I just said about In Utero. I prefer this record a little bit. I think it's just more consistent. I think In Utero probably has some higher highs, but some lower lows. This album just a little more consistent, kind of banger into banger into banger into banger. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's not an album I revisit incredibly often, for whatever reason. Last honorable mention, Kanye West Late Registration. It was in the top 100. I snuffed it for something. It's Kanye West in his prime production, his prime just rapping, just everything. And the features are incredible. Got a great narrative. Killer album. I like it a lot. Could have been in the top 100 for sure. Worst out of the trio? It's not worse than Graduation. Let's be real with ourselves. Pissed off half the world with those honorable mentions. I mean, it's impossible to have a top 100 everybody agrees with. I'm sure everyone's going to be upset almost no matter what I do. And I'm okay with that. Let's crack in the top 100, shall we? Top 100. Number 100. The Roots, Things Fall Apart. The Roots are from Philadelphia. I'm a Philadelphia native, perhaps. That's something. You know what I mean? That might be a little bit of bias. But it's just a very powerful piece, I thought. Very powerful record, as the album cover perhaps insinuates. The Roots, one of my favorite hip-hop groups. And this is their best project, I'd say. Just really consistent, really strong highs, too. Some iconic shit. Great album. Love that shit to death. 99, Dave Grohl is back. The Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders. Get some hip-hop in here early, you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of hip-hop throughout this. The genre I grew up on quite a bit. And a genre I just enjoy. It's got a lot of power to tell stories. And this album, I think, tells a cool one, at the very least. Very consistent album. Not really a bad song on this project. I love it to death. 98, Marquee Moon Television. An album I'm not as familiar with as maybe even the last couple. I haven't listened to it as many times. But it's damn good. The title track especially is maybe just a flawless song. Incredible project. 98 seems good, though. Couldn't get much higher. 97, it's The Doors' self-titled record. What can I say? What can I say about The Doors that people don't know about The Doors? It's kind of like changed music. You know what I mean? This album truly changed music. It's kind of like and it doesn't sound like shit. You know, Loveless changed music, but it sounds like shit. This one doesn't sound like shit. Jim Morrison, one of the greatest creative minds, perhaps in musical history, deserves this spot. Loveless win. Keep your eyes peeled, man. 96. Let's get started. We got Ween. we got Shinola Volume 1. an incredibly inconsistent project, to be frank. I admire that. Or I appreciate that, rather. Um, and it's definitely probably not as good as a couple of the albums we've already talked about. And the lows of this album are truly low. They're truly low. But the highs, oh man. The highs of this album are incredible. Some of my favorite songs I've ever heard. Someday is one of my favorite songs ever for sure. I like Monique the Freak a lot. I like Gabrielle a lot. The highs are killer. 95, Vlaki Slow Dive. About as high as shoegaze is gonna get for me, fellas. I don't know. It's a genre I don't love, I guess. I enjoy it for sure. It's a great record. The highs of this, of course, are incredible. When the Sun Hits, one of another near flawless song, I'd say. But a lot of this album it's got that same shoegazy issue where things sound the same. I'm gonna stop talking. We get upset. 94, Stone Temple Pilots, Purple. I fucking love Purple. And you know what? It's just not as good as some of the albums we've talked about. I appreciate that, of course. That's obvious. But man, is this album fun. Man, is this album fun. It's just a good time. It's just a fantastic time. It's all just smiles. Interstate Love Song still remains a little sadder, of course, but the album is just incredible. I like it a lot. Scott Weiland, one of my favorite vocalists ever. And I feel like he told some great stories on this record, for sure. And it's fun. It's fun as fuck. 93, Maggot Brain Funkadelic. I'll be frank, I only listened to this album this week. So I'm not, maybe this will move up or down a decent amount, I don't know. But the title track on this album is ridiculous. Ridiculous, I would say. The rest of the album isn't quite as good, but it's still pretty damn good. I'd say pretty damn good about the rest of the album. Still probably like a consistent 8. That song, the title track, is definitely a 10 out of 10. Just fucking nuts. Nutty album. Some of the greatest guitar I've ever heard. 92, I've got Unknown Pleasures, Joy Division. It's pretty good. It's pretty sick. Super dark project, of course, when you're getting Joy Division, but it's got, I don't know, it's got some very stellar instrumentation, some very, very unique instrumentation, I think, and ridiculously unique vocals, whether or not they're good or bad. It's just a man kind of telling a story, you know? It's a great album. 92 feels good. 91, it's Billy Joel. Who would have thought? The Stranger. I like it a lot. It's just like a very nostalgic album, I guess. It's just a feel-good album. You throw it on, and shit gets better. Shit gets better. Like the first 4 tracks, I think, are just are incredible. Really good album. 91 feels good. 90, The New Abnormal, The Strokes. I like The Strokes a lot. I'd consider myself a Stroke. It's a great album. The highs on this album, Ode to the Mets and The Adults Are Talking, I think, are the 2 standout tracks. I would say 10 out of 10s. I think Ode to the Mets is one of my favorite album closers ever, and it closes their whole catalog. I think it's at least an important thing that I think about. It's a great conclusion to their career. I like the album a lot, especially that song. But just really strong album. 90 feels good. 89, From Mars to Sirius, Gojira. About as high as Gojira could get, I'm afraid, fellas. Did what I could. The musicianship on display on this album is like, it can't be really undermined, I guess. It's just nuts. It's fucking nuts, dude. The shit that they can cram into these songs, just like kind of, I don't know. It's hard to imagine someone being able to play some of the shit they can do. They talk about Gojira as your favorite band's favorite band, and I think that's a great way to put it. It's very complex, but it's very good. Hard not to appreciate it, I'd say. 89 feels good. 88, Turn on the Bright Lights, Interpol. I didn't like this album for, I don't know, for a little while, I guess. Found it a little stale. But kind of coming back to it a couple more times, I've really just found some I don't know, some goated shit in there. Obstacle 1 is a ridiculously good song. There's a lot of good shit on this album, for sure. Really strong record, absolutely. Thought you hated it? I did. I didn't hate it. I just didn't, I don't know. I didn't appreciate it for a while. But I've come back to it a couple times, and I've liked it. Once listened to The New Abnormal in full while driving home my drunk friend from a party after he shitted and vomited everywhere. Best and worst experience of my life. Highly recommend. What's good about that experience? Riddle the Seal. Riddle me that. What was good about that? Oh, wait. 87. Heroes, David Bowie. I think the title track might be the best song in his catalog. It's just like a really powerful piece. The rest of the album really isn't like quite as good as this song, as the title track is. But the title track's one of my favorites ever, for sure. I like it a lot. 86, it's Deftones, Around the Fur. People know I like Deftones, so they're gonna be here a couple times. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna protect you from the truth. But this album's great. Be Quiet and Drive is one of my favorite songs ever for sure. There's just a lot of great shit on here too. It's a very raw, very I don't know, super heavy album you can just throw on and fucking I don't know, crash your car somewhere. 86, 85 is Close to the Edge. Yes, I didn't get this for a while, but once you get it, you kind of fucking get it. You know what I mean? You kind of fucking get it. And the title track on this album is one of the greatest songs I think ever written. Even if it's not one of my personal favorites, like I don't throw it on fucking every day. It's not on in the car. But it's hard not to appreciate how ridiculous this song is in scale. It's kind of like Long Season by Fishmans, I guess. Where it's kind of just like a fucking it's just a crazy thing to do. And they did it and they did it so well. 85 feels good. 84 got Modest Mouse, The Lonesome Crowded West. Really solid project. I don't really know what to say about this one. Not my connected to, I think, when I was a bit younger. It's kind of fallen in how much I've enjoyed it, maybe. But just like a very raw album, a very like true story told, I guess. Just very authentic. Feels very, just like a profound message told through this album. I like it a lot. Goated shit. 83. To Be Kind, Swans. Kind of like Close to the Edge, I guess, but it's the whole album where it's just like, how the fuck did they do that? How the fuck did they do that? And why are they doing that? It's just like it doesn't even like shit that happens on this album doesn't even make fucking sense. It's surreal. It's a surreal album to listen to. 82. Carrie and Lowell, Sufjan Stevens. If you want to be miserable, man, throw this shit on. Misery. But the beauty in it is it's hard to deny. In everything, in the story told itself, and the musicianship, and just the instrumentation. It's a lot of passion behind it, you can tell, and I can appreciate that for sure. 82 feels good. 81. I've got the Soft Bulletin, The Flaming Lips. The Flaming Lips I like a lot. I do. They're an artist I listen to quite a bit. It's just great. They're just pretty great. They're pretty talented. They got that neo psychedelia sound, which is a sound I really enjoy, and they kind of take it to its heights. This album has a couple misses, some lower lows perhaps than some other albums on here, but the highs again are fucking nuts. And some of my favorite songs ever. Race for the Prize, like a top 20 song for me. Feeling Yourself Disintegrate as well as up there. Just a really good fucking album. 80. Master of Puppets, Metallica. Uh-oh. Sorry. It's pretty goated. That's why it's 80. It's pretty fucking sick. It's pretty fucking sick. 80 feels good. Now close your eyes. It's Rust in Peace, Megadeth at 79. I like it more. I swear if Megadeth is higher, dude, I'm gonna lose it. Really? Okay, sorry. I'd like this just a little bit more. I like it just a little bit more. I think it's a little, I wouldn't say fresher. It's just a little bit, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. It's kind of just sicker. Best thrash album, to be honest. That guy's speaking the truth. It is the best thrash album. It's the highest thrash is gonna get here. I'll spoil it for you. But I like this album a lot. Really heavy listen, just really good time. I don't know. Throw this on in the car. Drive a little faster. Below the speed limit, of course. 78. California, Mr. Bungle. Shout out to my dog, Kyle. California, Mr. Bungle. One of the strangest projects I've ever heard, for sure. Inexplicable shit on this album. My introduction to Mr. Bungle was this record. And it has some songs that like almost sound normal. And then you just get into Bungle Zone. And they just start fucking around. And it's crazy. And it's really fun to listen to, really enjoyable, really fresh, really unique. 78. That feels good. 77. Third Eye Blind self-titled record. Maybe a little high. I'm sure you guys will think this is a little high. But I mean, fuck, this album is actually just the most fun shit ever. Like, this is the most accessible album I've ever heard, I think. You just throw this shit on and you just do whatever the fuck you gotta do. It's just great. It's just enjoyable fucking, it's enjoyable. It's a great time. There's not a bad song. Killer album. 77. 76. 10,000 Days, Tool. Tool's first appearance on the list. Not their last. I'll spoil it. Not their last. 10,000 Days, always been my least favorite of the big three in Tool. Maybe not always. Maybe when I first started listening to Tool, this was my favorite, and I think that's kind of because it's a little bit more accessible. I find it's a little bit less. I wouldn't say less. I think I would say less Tool. It's a little less Tool than the other Tool records. You know what I mean? It's kind of more just metal, and I love that, and I love the stories they tell. Wings from Marie is an incredible song, and there's some great Toolish songs in there as well. But it's just a little less Tool than Lateralis than Enema, I would say. But a killer album, I love it to death. 76, that feels good. 75, Songs for the Deaf, Queens of the Stone Age. This is just a fucking banger. This is just a banger. This album's goated, man. It's goated. Not a bad song on here. I can't even remember if there's a bad song. I can't remember. But the highs on here are nuts. I like just everybody. Like, I don't know, Dave Grohl shows up. That's always fun. Go with the flow, killer. No One Knows, killer. Songs for the Dead, killer. Just goated album. Really strong. This is Songs for the Deaf. How can I hear it? Time that guy out. 74. Ween. White Pepper. Ween's second appearance. Not their last. Not their last. White Pepper. I would say perhaps the least Ween album in Ween's catalog. It's very, well, maybe more Ween than fucking The Cockroach, but it's very accessible. It's very straightforward, I think. It's just really solid musicianship. It's really fascinating songwriting, and it comes from the two goats, you know what I mean? So they put their spin on that shit, and it's great. I like it a lot. 74 feels good. Some really strong songs on that. 73. I don't know how to say his name still. Metaphorical Music. Pretty fucking just crazy hip-hop project, I think. The production, of course, is what you're coming for with this guy. And it's nuts. Super, like, I don't know. Just like enjoyable, relaxing almost. Very soothing listen. Yeah. 72. Super Unknown Soundgarden. One of my, I don't know, one of my favorite grunge albums for sure. Absolutely. I have it over Nirvana's stuff. I just think that it's a little grittier, even Nirvana. Nirvana kind of prided themselves on their grittiness, but I think this album's a little grittier, a little darker. And it has some crazy good songs too, crazy classics on there. Black Hole Sun, Fell on Black Days. But it has the dark songs too, like Suicide. Great songs, man. Killer album. I like it a lot. 72 feels good. 71 is Core by Stone Temple Pilots. We're going back-to-back grunge here. I have these albums in a very similar spot in my head, I'd say. Core is just fucking good times. I'll admit that fucking Super Unknown is probably a better record. But this is just more fun for me. This is just a fucking good-ass time. I throw this album on, I listen to the whole thing. You just have a good-ass time. Super raw, super just fucking good. I don't know. I can't say anything but good times. 70. Blackwater Park, Opeth. Opeth's first and last appearance on the list. The growling I still don't love, but it's hard to deny how fucking incredible this album is instrumentally. And when they're not growling, when he's just singing, it's fucking really good shit. There's some fucking nutty songs on here. 70's about as high as it's gonna get. 69. Swan, Soundtracks for the Blind. My favorite Swans record, I think. For as long as I could remember, really. It's the first one I hit. First Swans record I listened to. Maybe that has something to do with it. But this is kind of like they just, I don't know. There's no foreplay on this album. Like they just come in and it's nuts. Really like interesting and fascinating listen. But it is super long, yeah. Too long to revisit, that's fair. A really good album. 68. I said Ween at 67. I'm that guy out. 68 is Abbey Road by the Beatles. Gotta get some Beatles in here. About as good as I could do. I like Abbey Road a lot. It's probably better than I'm giving it credit for. It's just not an album I revisit often. But again, it's hard to deny how classic this album is. How really like it. It's classic. You can't deny its impact on music. It's gotta have some flowers. And I enjoy the album for sure. It's got some classics, like I said. Fuck you. Yeah, you thought I was gonna type those stupid numbers. I'm familiar with your game. It's Chocolate and Cheese by Ween. That guy was right. How did he know that? Has some of the highest highs within Ween's catalog for sure. Has some low lows as well. Maybe not even low lows, just some lower lows than you might prefer. In at this point in the top 100. But it's nuts. the highs on this album are some of my favorite songs ever. What Dina was talking about for sure. Voodoo Lady's a killer song. There's a lot of great shit on there. Should I start listening to Ween Man? Sure. Yeah, go ahead. I like Ween a lot. Excuse me. What's that cover? Chocolate and Cheese by Ween. 66. It's Enter the Wu-Tang by the Wu-Tang Clan. One of the most legendary hip-hop projects to ever release. Hard to deny its impact. And lyrically, some of the most fascinating shit I maybe ever told in hip-hop. One of like the earliest stories told, I feel like, in the genre, where it was just such a cohesive story. Just a really strong album. Hard to deny. Best hip-hop album? I don't know about best. 65. The Glow Part 2 by The Microphones. Which is one of the most beautiful albums I've ever heard. Undeniably so. The beauty really reached on this album. It hasn't been done by too many artists. Phil Elverum, one of the greatest songwriters of all time for sure. And just a really heartfelt, really touching, really, I don't know, like an album you can really connect to in a dark time. Emotion on sound, I said. I like that. 64. Red King Crimson. I view Red as kind of Starless and Friends, I'm afraid. The rest of the album isn't quite as good, but it's still pretty damn good. And you're talking about King Crimson in their prime, like they're not going to really throw out a stinker. And Starless is one of the greatest songs I've ever heard, and one of the greatest closes of all time for sure. 7 out of 10 says the Rage Against the Machine guy. 63. The Forever Story Jid. Might be a little high, huh? Too late to move it now. Kind of fresh on my mind. Yeah, I don't know. 63. Yeah. But it's a great hip hop album. I mean, it's super good. Very well produced. He's got a great flow. He's a very talented artist, I think. I think somewhere around here feels good. But this might be a little high. Remember, JD's a great rapper. I like Jid. That's why he's in 63. But I could probably move him back a little bit. I don't think he should be over Wu-Tang in hindsight. 62. Biggie Smalls, Ready to Die. Kind of an album I grew up on in a weird way. Like you wouldn't expect to grow up on Ready to Die. But it's one of the best hip-hop albums I've ever heard for sure. I think Biggie Smalls is one of the greatest storytellers to ever touch the scene. And I think he was great at writing pop songs, or not pop songs, but kind of those poppier songs as well. It's got like hits that you hear on the radio, and it's got the deep cuts where he tells like a fucking story about robbing people. It's a killer album. 62 feels good. I like that. The King and I with Faith Evans snubbed. Yeah, no, it was in the honorable mentions. It was right after Magdalena Bay, yeah. It was the one after that. 61, Crack the Sky, Mastodon. A little more prog metal. Maybe you can enjoy the genre. Crack the Sky is a really, really just good album. I like the vocals a lot. I like the instrumentation a lot, of course. It's just a very like raw album. The connection with his sister, I think, is really sweet. It's a beautiful like message. It's just a great album. 60 is Swans Are Dead. I said Soundtracks for the Blind is my favorite Swans album. This is a live album, so I don't know. What are we gonna do? What are you gonna do? Very different, but it's just as good. And to hear him do it live is even fucking crazier. Cause like, how could they do this live? You think when you're listening to all that shit, and then you listen to him do it live, and you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? How did they do that shit? 60 feels good. One of the greatest live shows ever. Absolutely. 59. Igor Tyler, the Creator. What can I say about Igor? Incredible album. Some of the greatest songs of maybe like the last, maybe this of the century so far, I guess. Very touching album, very raw album, very powerful, I thought. Incredible songs on there as well. 58. What's Going On, Marvin Gaye. Hard to deny the beauty you can really hear on this record. It was a little lower for me for a long time, which kind of the more you listen to it, the more you hear the message, I guess, and how powerful this music was, especially for its time. It's hard to deny it not being somewhere in the top 100, for sure. Good stuff. Wrong Smile. 57. Rage Against the Machine self-titled record. Rage is one of my introductions, I guess, into, quote, better music. And it's just like, it's a nutty album. One of the most, like, heavy and raw and powerful and politically charged, just like, fuck you'll ever really hear. Incredible album. One of my favorites of all time. Just throw that shit on and start, I don't know, fighting people. You gotta do something. Go to shit. 57. 56. David Bowie Low. Just like a consistent 9 out of 10. Every fucking song is just incredible. David Bowie, one of the greatest musicians to ever live, of course. And I think this was at the peak of his Berlin trilogy, I'd say. Is Low for me. 55, Heaven or Las Vegas by the Cocteau Twins. Dream pop taken to like almost its peaks, I would say. Incredible vocals, incredible production, incredible instrumentation. What else can I say? Near flawless piece. 54, Ants from Up There, Black Country New Road. Gotta get it up here somewhere. Ants from Up There, it's like a really authentic and kind of a moving piece again. It's kind of just like a very raw and just genuine story told. You know, Isaac Wood, very kind of off vocalist, but really kind of aids this project in the way that his vocals just sound so authentic and just like almost a conversation. It's just a really good album. 53, Lovesick Sexology by that guy. I can't say his name still. It's a compilation, I think, of like he took Lovesick was I guess a 6-track run that he did interspersed within records, kind of like the Heart Part 6 and whatever by Kendrick, all those hearts. And just kind of hearing it all in one piece is crazy. It's crazy to hear. The production and just how well the song flows, it's incredible. 53 feels good. 52, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots by the Flaming Lips. I talked about the Flaming Lips relatively extensively earlier on. And this is the band's peak, I'd say, on this record. Maybe it's not quite, I don't know. There's not as many individual standout tracks, but as a comprehensive album, it's just such a soothing listen. It's such an interesting listen. So, I don't know. Just really strong. 51, Win the Pawn, Fiona Apple. Goated shit. Goated shit. It's goated shit. 50 is Aquemini by Outkast. I remember how to say it. Outkast has quickly been moving up like my list of favorite hip-hop artists, to be honest. Kind of given a couple of their albums another glance, and I've just been really enjoying them. Aquemini is probably my favorite from them, I'd say. It's got the pop songs, and it's got the deep cuts. The Art of Storytelling, I think, is one of my favorite songs from them, period. Really powerful piece, and at times really powerful, and at other times, just very fun. Deserves where it's getting. 49, Godspeed You Black Emperor, F sharp, A sharp, Infinity. Andre truly is the greatest ever to take the mic in hip hop. He's got to be up there, yeah, man. F sharp, A sharp, Infinity. Godspeed You Black Emperor, I mean, is a strange band for, you don't throw this on for your uncle, you know what I mean? I don't know if you'd see the beauty. But the beauty within this is crazy, and it's just such a powerful piece. And like even without lyricism, really, it's able to tell such a story, and that's incredible, I think. 48, Electric Ladyland by the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Maybe move up a little bit. Jimi Hendrix, arguably the greatest musician of all time, I guess. He's got to be in the discussion. The greatest guitarist of all time, I'd say, bar none. Just like a super talented musician, kind of just fucking showing off. And doing a damn good job at that. 47, Led Zeppelin 4. Stairway to Heaven is one of my favorite songs of all time. I know it's not a fucking, whoa, look at this guy. But it's one of the greatest songs ever written. It's kind of viewed as such. And I think its ability to be kind of enjoyed by almost everybody, you know what I mean? It's such a universally loved song. And I think it goes for the whole album, I think. Well, it definitely peaks at Stairway to Heaven. It's a very consistent project. Goated shit. 46, The Sound of Perseverance by Death. Death kind of becoming my goats too. I'm liking Death a lot. This album is not quite as good as Symbolic, I wouldn't say. But it's almost as good. It's almost as fucking good. Chuck Schuldiner, one of the greatest guitarists to ever be in the metal scene, I'd say for sure. What's the cover? I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Beats me. But Death, really talented musicians. It's kind of just metal. I don't know. 46 feels good. 45 is Illmatic by Nas. Hard to deny the impact this has had just on music, and especially hip-hop, of course. Have we reached the State by Nickelback yet? Not quite, no. Illmatic just tells an incredible story. It's just one of the most profound stories ever told in hip-hop, undeniably so. Deserves 45. Probably go up higher. But I don't listen to it that much. 44. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie. The State is number 44. Maybe 43. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. Again, I talked about Bowie already twice. I think this is his best album. It's got his highest peaks, I'd say, as well. Starman, goated ass album. Just kind of peak the whole way through. Really solid. Laid a lot of groundwork for future artists, you know. Told a very straightforward story. Really well done. One of the reasons he's one of the greatest. 43. In the Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson. One of the greatest prog rock pieces ever, of course. Got Moonchild. What the fuck was that? But everything else, 10 out of 10. 43. Feels good. Laid a lot of the groundwork for prog. 42. Dave Grohl's back. Covering up a bloody wound. Death Consciousness, Have a Nice Life. One of the darkest albums really ever, probably. Just a really dark piece. Very cohesive, just very good-ass album. Good-ass album. Can't go wrong. The peaks of this album are some of the best, or highest peaks in music, really. This album may have the most dialed-in aesthetic and theme of any album I've ever heard. Yeah, I mean, the themes are just so fucking on display. Yeah, it does exactly what it's trying to do. For sure. 41. We Got It From Here. Thank You For Your Service by Tribe Called Quest. Tribe Called Quest, my goats. Talked about it a little earlier. We Got It From Here. Came in like 20 years after their last album. 20 years later, they show back up. Honor Fife Dog with a kind of a farewell record. And it tells a great story. It's got some incredible production. It's got the same flow that I love Q-Tip for. It's killer. Crazy to do 20 years later after your last record. 40. Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness by the Smashing Pumpkins. One of the greatest double albums ever released, I'd say. It has some misses, I think. But it has some fucking incredible songs as well. I think the highs heavily outweigh the lows. And it's not I connected to a lot when I was, I don't know, kind of early in my music journey, if that makes sense. Tells a great story. Billy Corgan's one of my GOAT songwriters. What are you going to do about it? I know he's an asshole. 39. It's Like Clockwork, Queens of the Stone Age. Very different from Songs for the Deaf, this band's other appearance on this list. My two favorite albums of them, of course. But just very incredible. Very different, but very incredible. Some of their best songs, period. If not their best song, period, I Appear Missing. One of my favorite songs ever. Very sweet record, very kind of dark, but very good, very powerful. 38, Jeff Buckley's Grace. Hard to hate on Jeff Buckley, you know. One of the greatest voices to ever touch the scene. And one of the greatest songwriters as well. Died super young, criminally young. It's very kind of like, I don't know, bittersweet, I guess, how great this record is. But one of the greatest projects of all time, for sure. 10 out of 10, I'd say. 37. 37 is Kid A by Radiohead. Kid A's goated. How to Disappear is probably their best song ever, and one of my favorite songs ever recorded. One of the most, I don't know, just a super powerful piece, top to bottom. It's definitely less, I don't know, accessible, I'd say, than a lot of their records. A little more electronic, which I know a lot of people don't like, myself included, to be honest. But the beauty found on this is nuts, especially on How to Disappear completely. Just a really strong album. 36. Jar of Flies, Alice in Chains. Nutshell is one of my favorite songs ever. And there's not really a bad song on this. I don't know. Last one, maybe. Swing on This. This is alright. But like for your money, like this is a 30-minute project, and I think it's one of the best EPs ever recorded for sure. If not the best. Just a very beautiful piece of music, especially in the context of Lane's life. Goated stuff. This is an EP, not an album. What are you going to do about it? Go call somebody. Call the police, maybe. 35. Deftones' Koi no Yokan. Gets a strong thumbs up from me. Koi no Yokan, one of their most, actually not one of their most, their most cohesive project. And a very sweet album. I mean, it's just very beautifully written. And it still has that metal sound. It's just incredible what they were able to kind of do on this record. Very unique project. 34. Black on Both Sides by Mos Def. Mos Def, another one of my goats. This is another album I grew up on heavily. Black on Both Sides, one of my favorite albums ever, for sure. Got some poppier tracks, but it's also got like some just, I don't know, some powerful tracks, some dark tracks even. Really strong album. One of my goats of hip-hop. Gotta be in here. 33. Dummy by Portishead. Another album I've kind of come to appreciate more as of late, I guess. I've heard it quite a bit. But kind of just now I've come to appreciate more. The production is fucking nuts. The instrumentation is fucking nuts. The vocals are incredible. Glory Box, one of my favorite songs. They're kind of climbing up my ranks at least. 33 feels good. I like it. 32. Spiderland Slint. Somebody put me onto this on stream, actually. This is peak. Really just weird project. Very off. But like very fascinating and very unique. And very influential. Just like a killer album. Good Morning Captain, one of the strangest songs, but also just one of the greatest songs I've ever heard. One of my favorite album closers. Scary album? Sure. Scary. Call it scary, maybe. Very off-putting, yeah. I think the word is off-putting. That's what I'm looking for. 31. My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade. It's cool, man. I don't know. It's cool, man. I don't know. I like it a lot. It was a very cohesive story. Kind of a very relatable story, the fear of death. I mean, and kind of grief. It's things people go through, you know? And it does it in a very human way. It's a great album. 31 feels good. Super high highs on there. It also has teenagers. The song isn't good, but the rest of the album's pretty damn good. 30. Good Kid, Mad City. Kendrick Lamar. Gotta get some Kendrick in here. Good Kid, Mad City, one of the greatest hip hop albums ever. Hard to not admit that, you know? Kendrick, one of the greatest storytellers ever. He's kind of at his peak on this album. We're close to it. It's got some of the hits, too. It's got the hits, and it's got the deep cuts. Deserves 30. 29. College Dropout, Kanye West. My favorite Kanye album by quite a bit, I'd say. I think it's just his most cohesive album, kind of just his fresh take onto the scene. As his debut, it's crazy to see, you know? It's a crazy album. Very cohesive, very enjoyable, very accessible, just a fun-ass listen. Can't go wrong with the College Dropout. Any Vince Staples on the list? No. Wet Dream by Willie Rodriguez was taken, number 1. No. Graduation Better? No. Prefer this to T-Pap? No. Okay. 28. Pink Floyd Animals. Pink Floyd, my goats. Their 80s run is, I think, can't be replicated, I don't think. Just some of the most unique and some of the most groundbreaking music ever really kind of put onto the scene. Animals has got to be in here for sure. Dog's one of my favorite songs ever. 27 is The Low End Theory, A Tribe Called Quest. My favorite Tribe album and one of my favorite hip-hop albums as well. It's kind of like fucking, I don't know, it's just a great-ass album. The chemistry that like they have on this album is nuts. Really just kind of the peak of 90s hip-hop, I'd say. Or damn close. Or damn close. Goated shit. I like it a lot. I'm a big fan. 26, Is This It by The Strokes. I didn't put the ass cover. It has to be a video. But damn is this album good. I think this is kind of another great bang for your buck. It's a shorter project, but there's not a bad song on this album. It's kind of just a very consistent good time, and it's just, I don't know, very stellar. 25, Disintegration by The Cure. I don't want to talk about it. 24, Uchu Nippon Setagaya by Fishmans. Fishmans are my goat. My goats, rather. This album is just incredible. One of the most surreal albums you can really ever hear. Just kind of ethereal in sound. Very, like, it almost takes you to, like, space. It's like almost like a drug trip, this album. And with some of the production and the vocals and everything. And without even understanding the lyricism. It's just nuts. Incredible. 23, The Mollusk by Ween. We're back. We're back! Wrinkling back in some Ween. Guys, be cautious. We've seen almost no Tool, Ween, or Radiohead. The Mollusk, my goat. My introduction to the band, as I think a lot of people's, or the case for a lot of people, rather. Just like a very surreal album. Just kind of goofy. Very gimmicky almost, but very just solid. It's a strange theme. It's crazy how this works as well as it does, I think. Crazy it works as well as it does. And the peaks of this album are incredible. Some of my favorite songs in music, you know? A very touching album at times and a very goofy and silly album at times. It's just crazy that they were able to do this shit. 22, Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. This is just actually good vibes, almost encapsulated in an album. It's just good-ass times. Like, you can't fucking not smile. You can't not smile. It's just good-ass times. Like, you can't have a bad day. Happiest album of all time for sure. And it's crazy because, like, there's so few albums I feel that can really capture that joy. You know? This album captures joy in a way I've never seen another album do. Hopecore, sure. Hopecore. That's low, bro. You're gonna put some Deftones bullshit over it. 21, Alice in Chains' Dirt. My grunge goats. One of the sickest projects I've ever heard. And super raw and just kind of a tale of like a drug addict almost. Just super dark and gritty and just fucking, I don't know, just energetic. My favorite grunge album for sure. But I think it's very consistent. It's got a very consistent sound and it never really veers from that too much. but it's a very good one. And they veer from it enough that it's still fresh. It's still, I don't know. It's one of the GOATs for sure. 20. Mad Villainy by Mad Villain. Mad Villain said low. I don't know. I like it a lot. One of my go-to hip hop albums for sure. Doing one of the greatest to ever touch the microphone for sure. Up there with Andre 3000. And just in kind of just lyrical creativity and flow. He's just, there's nobody to really compare to. You know what I mean? And the production with the Mad Lib is nuts. He does a ridiculous job. Belongs in 20. Could be a little higher maybe. 19. Enema Tool. Tool my GOATs. Gotta be in the conversation up here. The highs on this album are unparalleled, I'd say. Kind of when Tool truly found their sound, I guess, as corny as that is to say. Undertow is kind of like the ground floor. And then this is kind of like them fucking flying up the mountain, almost. One of my GOATs. Tool, of course, one of my GOATs. But this album is one of my favorites, absolutely, for sure. 18. The Downward Spiral by 9 Inch Nails. I like the Downward Spiral. Almost not even for like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like musically, it's very strange. Industrial metal has never been like my go-to genre, you know what I mean? It's very off almost. But the story told and the lyricism and kind of how potent the story is and how in your face about it and how just dark the album is. It's incredible. One of my GOATs. Trent Reznor, one of the greatest songwriters ever for sure. Toxicity been mentioned yet? 17. Toxicity. System of a Down. Toxicity. One of my GOATs. System of a Down, one of my GOATs, of course. Toxicity, just a very strong, consistent, like almost 10, man. Like there's not a bad song on this album. It's very fresh, kind of like almost mainstream metal. You don't really hear that often in the scene. And it's kind of just fucking sick. Super sick ass listen. And it's very powerful too at points. It tells the story it wants to tell. It does a great job of doing so. And it's also just a very enjoyable listen. Belongs up here. 16. To Pimp a Butterfly. Kendrick Lamar. It's the highest hip hop album on the list. I think it's the greatest hip hop album ever released, I'd say. I think Mad Villain comes close, but this is my GOAT. Incredibly powerful story told in an enjoyable way. And kind of changed the music, and it really changed the world. An album that truly, like, shifted things. It's hard to you don't see that every day. You know what I mean? And every song on it is incredible. Anthony won't be happy. 15. Radiohead in Rainbows. Gotta get some Radiohead in this business. Man, White Pony is high. In Rainbows is my GOAT. Just a super powerful piece, you know what I mean? Very well written. Some of the greatest musicians of all time in Tom York and Johnny Greenwood. Really all those guys. Phil Selleck, of course. And kind of just like almost them showing off, just showing what they could really do in music. One of the broadest and kind of just most like ethereal and kind of just like surreal albums to ever release. Goated stuff, strong thumbs up. 14. Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. Come on, fellas. Are we going to deny the greatness of this album? We can't. One of the greatest albums ever to release. Strong 10 out of 10. Changed music for good. I can't imagine where music would be without it. And just iconic, almost. Not even almost, it's iconic. It's one of the most iconic albums of all time. Dark Side Over Animals? I think so. Turbo Boomer Take, okay. 13. Twin Fantasy, Car Seat Headrest. One of my new GOATs, to be honest. I've been listening to this album a lot as of late. And honestly, it's one of the greatest albums I've ever heard. Honestly, it's one of the greatest albums I've ever heard. Just the more I hear it. I know it's like a furry, almost gay, furry gay album. I understand that. But fuck, is this album good? Come on. It's just so damn good. I don't know. The songwriting. And just how almost personal the stories are. And how authentic it is. And the songwriting especially. I said that, but the songwriting is just nuts. It's so surreal. Just an incredible album. 12. Symbolic Death. Another album that's been growing the fuck on me recently. Stupidly good, man. Stupidly good. Just an actual 10 out of 10. There's not a bad song on this album, I wouldn't say. And just like super heavy all throughout. Tells interesting stories, to be honest. Like lyrically, it's interesting. It's just fucking goated, man. Almost all I have to say. Just a crazy ass album to listen to. One of the peaks of metal, for sure. 11. Godspeed You Black Emperor. Your skinny fists like antennas to heaven. Only 11th. Sorry. Sorry. Should be top 10? Probably. It's just not an album I listen to all that often. Like, it's incredible, and I do listen to it a decent amount. But it's just a lot to take in, you know what I mean? It's a lot to take in, this album. It's incredible. It's not something you can listen to on a fucking, I don't know, every day. Something you gotta like almost gear for. You gotta brace yourself when you listen to this album. But absolutely some of the most surreal musicianship ever. And just instrumentation, of course. And the production and everything about this is nuts. Top 10. Oh, ooh. White Pony. But he was giggling about my White Pony pick. I didn't think it was that funny. I fucking love White Pony. Time for the most mid top 10 ever. Thank you. I love White Pony. What are you gonna do about it? Just such a great listen. One of the most unique projects and just one of like the heaviest and almost like off-putting albums. Dark. It's fucking goated. Really, bro. 10 out of 10 album, I'd say. Everything in the top 10 for sure. 10 out of 10. I'd go that far. When the fuck is Gore? Keep your eyes peeled, man. Number 9 is Quebec by Ween. Now I fucked you guys all up. You thought it was top 5. What are you gonna do now? You don't even know what to do now. 505, there we go. Quebec has some of the, I think, I might even just say the highest peaks in music. I think Transdermal Celebration, the Argus, If You Could Save Yourself, I Don't Want It. Just some of the highest peaks to ever hit music. It has some low lows. Not even low. Well, yeah, the fuck jam exists. It has some other lower lows. But the highs on this are nuts. The highs are too good to deny. The highest in music, I'd say. Maybe flat out. Belongs somewhere around here, I'd say. I love it a lot. Number 8. Long Season Fishmans. Come on. My love for Fishmans is pretty blatant. And I think this is maybe the greatest song ever recorded. Long still got it. Long Season is, I think, the greatest song ever recorded, like I said. The most ambitious song I've ever heard, bar none. And it's 36 fucking minutes long. And I'm captivated the entire time. And I'm enjoying the entire time. It's just an incredible song. And it's the only song on the album, so that helps. But it's great. Belongs up here, absolutely. One of my goats. 7 is Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd. Come on. One of the most ambitious projects ever released. Again. Need more prog? There you go, dude. But yeah, Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd. Shine On You Crazy Diamond, 1 through 9. The entire thing is maybe another one of the greatest songs ever released. And another song with just crazy scale. You know what I mean? Just crazy. It's very, like, it's a huge album. The album feels bigger than it is. It feels longer than it is. There's not a bad song on it. There's not really a dull moment on it. Everything feels purposeful. Every moment feels like almost crafted to just captivate you. Number 6 is Siamese Dream by the Smashing Pumpkins. I'm actually so curious about the top 5. All the albums I thought were going to be top 5 aren't in it. Siamese Dream, one of my goats. Just a very like album you throw on and the entire time is just great. It's just a great ass time. Mayonnaise, one of my favorite songs ever. Hummer, one of my favorite songs ever. Today, one of my favorite songs ever. Cheryl Brock, incredible. Just there's not really a dull moment on this album. I feel always hooked. An album I can listen to at almost any point. Happy, sad, whatever. Angry, whatever the fuck I'm doing. I could listen to Siamese Dream and I could be happy. I could enjoy it. Killer stuff. Belongs at 6. Number 5. Top 5 time, chat. Oh, shit. That guy was saying 5 out of 5 Ween, wasn't he? 5 out of 5 Ween. 5 out of 5, he said, huh? 5? It's Ween live in Chicago. Fucking Ween live in Chicago. One of my favorite live shows ever. I fucking love Ween. 6 of 5. Holy shit, you broke it. Not a studio album, this doesn't count. So do you make... I don't think you make the rules, Camels, Dan. I don't think you decide that, right? And no, you don't, actually. But yeah, Ween live in Chicago. It takes every song that I fucking love from Ween. There's not a dull moment. Every song is a banger. They take every fucking great song from every great album they have, and they fucking throw it on this shit. They play it beautifully. They enhance every song almost. They kind of expand on shit. It's just incredible. Every moment, every fucking song is done almost better than it is in the studio. It's just fucking nuts, man. And it's crazy. And it's a crazy-ass show. And like a show I could throw on at any time again and just fucking listen to it top to bottom and just be happy. W, bro, massive fucking W. Number 4 is Alice in Chains Unplugged, another live show. He still can't do anything. He's probably going to type again, but there's nothing he can do. Poor guy. Maybe the greatest live, well, one of the greatest live shows of all time. Lane Staley, my GOAT vocalist. kind of like a farewell to the music scene from one of the most talented people to grace it. You know what I mean? Nutshell Unplugged is just harrowing. It's haunting almost. It feels like a goodbye. It's all too potent, you know, with the story of his life and how soon he passes after, you know. But the album is just too good to deny. One of the greatest sets ever. Strong smile from me, a wide teethy grin, or big tears actually, just kind of big tears. There's OK Computer. Number 3, OK Computer. What can I say that hasn't been said about OK Computer, you know? One of the greatest albums ever released. Powerful across the board. A 10 out of 10. Not really a dull moment. And then the story told and kind of the concept of the album is told very clearly. And very just powerfully, like I said. And some ridiculous production, the ridiculous songwriting and lyricism. And it's a very touching album and a very album that like you can really enjoy. It's a very immersive project, I'd say. What could possibly be better than this? Number 2 is Lateralis by Tool. Now they don't know what to do. They all thought they had me. They thought they had me cornered. They thought they had me cornered. Lateralis by Tool is now my second favorite album. I mean, I've talked about this pretty extensively in like 2 45-minute long videos, you know. But the lyricism on this album is truly unparalleled. I think Maynard is my favorite lyricist to ever live for sure, and he's the musicianship as well is absurd. But really, it's about the themes of the album for me, and kind of about the message told, and kind of just like the time I found it in my life, I guess. It's just an album that really stuck with me, and I think always will stick with me. An album that just moved me, kind of changed my life, as corny as it is to say. But it deserves the praise I'm giving it, and that I'll always give it. One of the greatest albums of all time. Number 1, 981228. I forgot to put Fishmans. By Fishmans. The greatest live show to ever occur, I'd say. Bro, not the pod. Yeah, I mean, this is the greatest album I've ever heard. Can't even read that. It's in Japanese, Camels 10. But yeah, I think this is the greatest piece of music I've ever heard. Long Season Live is the greatest song I've ever heard by almost a decent gap. And their ability to play it live is even more surreal than it was on the studio version. And it's enhanced and it's kind of expanded upon. It's 5 minutes fucking longer. Some of the fat is even trimmed. Like, it's one of the most profound songs I've ever heard. And that's just Long Season. All that I just fucking said was about one song off this album. You know what I mean? There's 14 others that are fucking all like 9.5 out of 10 or higher. It's just one of the greatest live shows. It's a highlight reel, and it's a farewell from a man that's dying. You know, it's Shinji Sato's last show on this earth. An incredible farewell from an incredible musician. Deserves one, I think. Here's a guy doing a little heel click. And that's all for today, dear viewer. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Let me know what else you'd like to see from me. Got huge plans for the big 2026, so look out if you're familiar with my game. Anyway, peace.